is Joanne Allenbaugh with Farms.com, and I am visiting with Alan Hagie, who is the COO of Hagie Manufacturing. And you were just telling me, Alan, about the history of your company, and it's quite rich. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, if you look back at the history of Hagie Manufacturing, it started actually clear back in the 30s when my grandfather started a seed company when he fresh out of college. That developed into a significant business. He needed some equipment to detassel during World War II, so he produced some equipment, produced a machine that could carry people through the field and aid in the detasseling of seed corn. That developed into a pretty good business. It was still part of Hagie's Hybrids, which is now part of Monsanto, but in 1947, somebody, I'm guessing my grandfather, had an idea to put a spray tank on one of those chassis, because there was a real need to get some of these chemicals, these newfound crop protection products onto these crops. So he produced. That was basically the start of the world's first self-propelled sprayer. But you look back at that, that was kind of a neat thing to be able to say that we produced the first sprayer. And I think we consider ourselves the innovation leaders. We move through time. We had three-wheeled machines. Those started out as three-wheeled machines, and then eventually we moved into four-wheeled machines. We were the first company to produce a four-wheeled machine in the early 60s. And then you get into the late 60s, we produced the first hydrostatically driven sprayer in the industry. At one time we had booms on the back of our machines, and then we put them on the front and the back. You had your choice, and eventually by customer demand, we only put them on the front. So I'm guessing somewhere I think it was in the early 80s is when we went exclusively to front mount booms. But we've had, there's a list of innovations. I mentioned a couple of them: the four-wheel machines, the hydrostatic machines. Get into the first four-wheel drive machines, the first machines with cabs, the largest. Every time there's a larger machine hits the market, it's our machines. We've got the up to 120-foot boom, which is on a front mount machine, is pretty innovative. Some of the roll technology and the boom suspension technology is very, very innovative. So you look at the company, and we take innovation seriously. And we look at, not just innovation in the product. We owe it to our customers to deliver innovation in everything we do. We can't have the most innovative product and not deliver innovative business practices along with it, to keep the costs down in the machines and utilize the latest technology too. So.
One of the things you mentioned is that you have done a lot of customer research, so you've really looked at what the customers want, what they need, and tailored your machines to their needs.
Yep. One thing that we pride ourselves on is really being good listeners. We know that we can't sit back in a sterile environment and come up with ideas that are going to add significant innovation or significant value to their operations. We have to be listening to them. We spend a lot of time. I probably spend a month and a half, 2 months a year, not counting shows, out seeing customers. I spend a significant amount of my time out seeing customers. I feel it's very critical. I spend time with our salesmen. I spend time with our service techs, along with our customers at the same time. I know we have an entire team of people, that have other jobs, but that are spending time out in the field. And we try to, like that innovation, we try to bring that back through our service techs and our sales folks also. So, and we try to be the best listeners in the industry, and I feel we're accomplishing that goal.
Well, it appears that way by the machines that you have here and by the quality of your staff. And if anyone's coming to the Farm Progress Show, they can see you here at the show. Its booth number is 302. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
All right, great. Thanks very much for visiting with us.
Okay, thank you. It's good talking to you.